Hey, I thought I'd give a little quick overview on this. You're probably wondering why I haven't been playing it that much. There's a very good reason for that, and it has very little to do with the personal stuff that I've been dealing with outside of the channel. That has definitely been a big factor in terms of why I haven't been doing heavy-duty, stressful projects, but this game, at least the PC version, it's just got a plethora of issues. You can actually go on the Steam forums. I'm going to go ahead and link to the thread. There's a thread where people are compiling all the problems with the games and they're going to send them to the developers, and you'll be shocked at how long the list is. Most of it is minor nuisances, but there are some things that just completely break the game. For me, I see a lot of stuttering in town, which some people have said, you know, maybe just my video card's not good enough. I actually will be attempting to fund a GTX 1050 Ti in the near future. Maybe next month. We'll see what happens. Maybe they'll have a Black Friday deal or something. But on the other hand, I see other people saying the same thing, and they have like exponentially better GPUs than I do. So that's pretty much not the case. The most extreme thing I've seen is that people are getting their save files just straight up disappearing, which in a grindy game like this is not the kind of thing you want. It's like the equivalent of you know, trying to get an epic item on DFO and then having your account get hacked. Like, it's not something you want to encounter at all. So I've kind of just been biding my time, waiting for them to hopefully fix some of these issues. It seems to, like, the save data corruption or deletion seems to be happening to people around their mid to late 30s, so like level 35 or around there, give or take. I don't think they've isolated the cause yet, but that's obviously the kind of thing that makes you not want to play. I've heard some people say that it only happens if you have multiple characters. I only have this one guy yet. Apparently, if you make another character, the only thing that you carry over is all the material things that you've collected, like the moves and the clothes and stuff like that. But you have to start the story from scratch, so I haven't seen much of a point in making another character just yet. But it's got a lot of problems. The port runs fine for me. You know, I don't have the greatest computer. I have an i5 and I have a GTX 750 Ti, which, like I said, maybe in a few weeks I'll figure out some way to, maybe I could fundraise to get one of those cards and just pretty much be set for the rest of the generation, because this 750 Ti, I can tell, is going to be a limiting factor, even for niche games like this. Going to the actual game, you're going to see a lot of stuttering, and no one really knows why it's happening. I don't even know how to get in offline mode in this. Some people have said that it only happens when you're in online mode, but on the other hand, I can't even see any other players, so I don't know what the hell is going on. Luckily, I got this off Games Planet. Apothecary 2 was nice enough to spot me the 30 bucks or whatever it was until I get paid from Patreon in a few days, and then I can pay him back. And I'm really glad that I did not pay full price, because the game's pretty much foobar right now. Some people are having no issues, lots of people are having plenty of issues. So what I will do is I will link to the Game Planet site. They have a 30% code that you can use to get the game for much cheaper than the Steam store. In the game's current state, it doesn't seem like they're going to have everything fixed anytime soon. They said that they're going to be doing a patch on November 1st, which is only going to fix some of the issues, and there's so many other stuff that they're going to have to isolate and troubleshoot and reproduce and stuff like that. So it may be a while for any of the problems that I'm facing or anybody else is facing get fixed at all. You can see it's stuttering right now, which doesn't make much sense because this game's pretty much on the same engine as the first one, and that game ran fine on pretty much identical hardware. And you can see why I haven't been playing this. They like the city's like borderline like a closed-off open world. It's much bigger. It takes a lot of time to traverse, and now with all this stuttering and stuff, it just makes me not want to play it too much. I converted my save over and actually had a pretty decent amount of stuff to carry over to the new game. I hear this move is just like borderline barely working right now, so I haven't actually gotten this. But give you a bunch of TP medals. I got a bunch of stuff transferred over from my other character too. Now, in terms of the actual game, it seems like they made being a strike-centric or focused character a lot more viable with the stamina break mechanic and the way that you can fly around or behind a person who's doing a projectile super, it seems like it's actually more viable, but I'm only like 3 hours into the game because of all these issues. I'm sure people are going to want a repeat of the guides for the melee builds in the last game, and I would love to do that. I probably would be done with the story by now, but all the problems that they've had so far have really held me back. And then I go on the forum this morning and people are saying that their characters are getting deleted. That's just I don't know about you, but that's a pretty big red flag. Even though the RNG for getting the progression in this game has been reduced significantly, I really don't want to start over again. People have even had problems transferring their characters from the first game, so I'm gonna have to hold off on this for a while. I might be able to play the story for a little longer, but I think I'm gonna wait until this is fixed. I hope at least the stuttering and the character deletion bugs are fixed by Wednesday, but I don't know what's going to happen. It seems like this is a very odd port for Q-Lock. Pretty much everything I've bought from them that they ported has been rock solid. The only exception aside from this would be God Eater, and that was mostly just there's problems with the region locking with the online. They have not unlocked the region locking for that, so it's incredibly difficult to just find a game with randoms. You're pretty much stuck with, you have to go on like a Discord and find a game from there and coordinate it with other people, and you have to all choose the same Steam download server to even get the game to start to begin with. But other than that, all their ports have been solid. I'm really not sure what happened with this. Some people have said it's a bigger game, and I guess on paper it is. There is a lot more content, but at the same time there's also tons of recycled assets. The only thing that's really bigger is the city, and I don't really think that having a slightly bigger city that's maybe like 3 or 4 times bigger than the last one should be causing all these problems. To make things worse, this port actually came out 3 days after the console version, and the console version seems to be having some bugs, but most of these bugs seem to be exclusive to the PC version. So it feels like they didn't use that extra time to troubleshoot it. They also did not do a beta test for this at all. They did a beta test for the console version where it seemed like they didn't really need it, aside from just making sure that the server capacity was going to be up to par for all the people logging on launch day. Whereas with this, it really feels like they needed to do at least a week or 2 of betas to iron out some of these issues, because the stuttering in town is annoying, the other issues are annoying, but getting your character deleted in a grindy game like this is basically unacceptable. So I'm gonna have to wait. I wish I could recommend the game right now. I've enjoyed what I played of it so far, but the stuff on the site, on the forums, have just been like triggering my anxiety. It's honestly not worth getting right now, unless you have the disposable income to get the $30 for the Games Planet deal. And you can just sit on this. I'm sure they'll fix it. I mean, there's been over 10,000 people playing it pretty much all day since it launched, so it's in their best interest to actually fix it. It's just whether or not the critical stuff is going to get fixed anytime soon is anyone's guess. Anyway, I'll try to put out some more footage when I can, but right now it seems like it's kind of like, I don't know the word for it, basically walking on a tightrope above lava at this point. Like, there's so many things that could go wrong, and they haven't even addressed or even announced anything about the character deletion bug and stuff like that. So I'm gonna hold on. I'll probably play some other stuff in the meantime, and I'll get back to you guys on the 1st when they put out the patch and see if things have been stabilized then. Anyway, catch you guys later. Peace.